Could you please extrapolate on only through the abstract can we come to the truth?
Well, let's look at abstract and think about it. The abstract is not just abstract ideas or abstract thoughts, but emotions as well. All of the different qualities that exist in their own right are abstract. In a sense, they're abstracted from the whole. So the truth of only through the abstract or through abstraction can we come to understand the whole, you can interpret it as only through finally understanding the parts can we realize that which is created as the sum total of all those parts and therefore transcends them. Again, going back to the piano analogy, once we've built the keys, we understand that its function is to create music, and that the abstract allows us to divide the keys, divide the notes. This is one of the great truths about the tarot, is that it does just this. It's as if taking a nucleus that we are, that exists in a sense infinitely abstract states, and that we are, in all of these states, are trying to understand that we must develop a language so that we can pull out, in a sense, abstract this one element from another, but in so doing give a relevance to, let's say, as flowers, to petunias rather than roses. We'll pull out the roses. And as we think about this abstraction actually dealing toward a greater coherence, it's what the Western inner tradition was once said, that through utter complexity, one achieves enlightenment. It's looking at the Kabbalistic tradition and the Sephirothal tree, meaning that you're really dealing with so many different abstract qualities, so many conceptual elements. But if we liken this to the body as well, it's like understanding these are really organs of perception that build finally a unitary vision. And that's why through abstraction, if we think of our history, we abstracted the question, what does it mean to be human? And so over and over again, we had to ask the question, not just in the intellectual, the creative, the imaginative, having to do with power and structure, but the emotional, the familial, the generational. So we've been dealing with an enormously abstract human system that is seeking to finally, through all of this abstraction, all of these ages, all of these different questions, come back to a place of coherence. And this is, again, the tarot, like the gyroscope. Once we step into the center of the wheel, or as Walt Whitman said, that there is nothing so soft, but it makes a hub for the wheeled universe. You think of that softness as the human heart. Once the human heart stands, realizing that to know its truth, it had to abstract itself into all of these conditions and give all of these conditions the gift of life and expression until finally it comes full circle. And like the tarot, like the spokes of a wheel, we can hold all of these different questions, all of these different stories, and finally believe that although much of life is abstract, it's full of symbolical meaning. And when we find a sense of place, then what was abstract becomes an instrument, and we find ourselves sitting at the piano and playing music rather than just complaining. Thanks.